Good morning. Happy January 7th. It's Wednesday. I go back to my full-time job today. So, of course, I've got the burning question like, what am I doing? Why am I teaching? But then it also made me really think about what should students be learning right now in high school? Given that our brains literally shouldn't even have all of the information that it has, and it does, our brains aren't built to process all of this information all at one time. So at least I have understood that. So my question this morning is not why, but what should we be teaching high school students? What should students be learning in their 4 years of high school? Because I kind of deep down think I knew the answer, but I wanted to ask it. I wanted to understand why they chose those topics and also just what those topics were. And then we can dive into, not even how to implement them, but just the concepts. So I really want to understand that. So here we go. Here's the first one. And this is really important to me. Education is really important to me because I feel like knowledge is power. I feel like I never understood the power of learning. I never liked to read when I was a kid because I never had a book that inspired me. I just went through the motions in high school and college because I don't know why I never had somebody telling me you could do this, you should do this. I still have to really think about that, but I never had somebody to listen to help guide me to figuring out my purpose and understanding why we're here. I think nowadays kids have access to every video on YouTube and every single person on TikTok and Instagram. And so the question comes we're not going to be able to take away ChatGPT. We're not going to be able to take away social media at this point. So now that the kids already have access to this, how do we work with it? How do we get them to understand right now as the teacher, we are not the expert, right? We are not the people who that they need to listen to learn something, especially for me, who is a business teacher, right? I'm a teacher in a classroom with 42 kids, and I'm supposed to teach all of them the same concept at the same time, and they're all supposed to get the same results and the same understanding and the same outcome. And it's just that's not real life. I struggle with ways I teach, my teaching philosophy of what we do, how I teach the material, and how I grade it and what I want them to get out of the assignment. So all I ask for them is just to be open-minded every single day and know that they will get something out of my class, or they will get something out of the content that I share if they are just open-minded. But if they're not and they go through the motions, then they're going to find it to be a pointless class, just like I did, just like most 95% of this age does. Not a lot of kids get it. So let me jump into my question is, what do you believe are the most important topics high school students should learn in their time in high school? Here we go. Number 1, how their brain, emotions, and behavior work. So self-understanding is foundational. So students should graduate knowing how stress affects the brain and learning, why emotions drive decisions more than logic, how habits form, dopamine and reward loops, what attention actually is and how to protect it, how sleep, movement, nutrition, and screens affect mental health. Why this matters is adolescence is a period of massive prefrontal cortex development. Teaching students how their brain works gives them agency instead of shame. It turns what's wrong with me into this is how I'm wired. That is everything I'm doing right now, in my own life. I don't even know how we've missed this as a country. Why are we not teaching kids how to think? We're just expecting them. Because we don't teach it. The government, we can get all crazy in conspiracy theory. We're not teaching these kids to think for themselves. We're teaching them to stay in line, wait your turn, follow directions, do as you're told. We're not allowing kids to let their brains creatively come up with problems and concepts. And that's a real issue. It's a real freaking issue. If students understand their nervous system, then they can regulate it. And this impacts everything else that they learn. I'm so fired up and upset and mad and happy at the same time Because this is like, I know I already read through the 10 and it's like everything I've been saying and feeling. No one wants to understand key terms of business. Nobody wants that. Nobody needs that. Kids need to learn how to study for a big test or not even that, like how to retain the material. Try that. How do we get kids? Because at the end of the day, college and high school, the grades, the tests, that doesn't matter. But who you become throughout your learning, you're figuring out your personality, you're figuring out who you're supposed to be. Yet we're still teaching them key terms and giving them quizzes and having them like do things that don't apply to the real world and don't help them in the real world. This is so good. Okay, number 2. Emotional intelligence and relationships, because life success is relational. Okay, we all know that Harvard study, the longest study in the form of studies, that the relationships are the number one thing to key to healthy, long-lasting life is good relationships. So knowing that, here we go. Some key skills that they should learn: identifying and naming emotions, conflict resolution and healthy communication, setting boundaries, empathy without self-abandonment, recognizing unhealthy relationship patterns. This is good. Why this matters. Most adult stress, burnout, mental health struggles come from relationship dynamics, not lack of academic knowledge. High school is where identity and social belonging peak neurologically. These skills literally shape lifelong attachment patterns. Okay, this is insane. I knew it would know. I knew ChatGPT would know. And it gives me the why, because I always have to ask why. Do this, but why? Teach this, but why? Know this, but why? And I tell my students that. I'm like, everything has a purpose. I'm not going to sit here and give you guys busy work. I'm not just going to have you go through the motions. I'm going to have you actually understand why we do every single thing in this class. And you either are open-minded and you get it, and some get it, some don't. Some kids will leave my classroom better people. Some kids won't. I can't help everybody. I have to remember that. Okay, number 3, critical thinking and media literacy. Thinking, not memorizing. I already know this is about what we just talked about, right? You don't need to memorize key terms for a test. That doesn't help you. That's not necessary at all. So students should learn how to question sources and biases, including their own, logical fallacies, how algorithms shape what they see and believe, how to think in systems, not just facts, how to form and defend an opinion using evidence. That's good. Why this matters. We're raising students in an attention economy. If they don't learn how to think, someone else will do it for them. That is so scary. That's already happening. I see this in my high school classes. I see these kids don't have their own brains. They have whatever their phone is telling them. Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. Dude, it's bad. Number 4, financial literacy and real-world economics. Okay, freedom equals understanding money. Essential topics are budgeting and saving, credit, debt, and interest, taxes and basic investing, how salaries, benefits, and cost of living work, the psychology of consumerism. Ooh, that's cool. I love that. And 4, for me, is like a huge weakness. Like I've said, or people have learned through doing this, I am not a money savvy person, meaning I've never really had to think about money. Money comes and goes. Money is money, but I could be way better on understanding all of those topics. And I think there are so many different platforms now and so many different resources from actual legitimate financial institutions and financial advisors who could teach this way better than I could. But this is so interesting that this is number 4 on what students should learn. And again, why don't we teach to students in school? Why? There's no reason. There's no reason why we're not. It's just because we have never done it. No one is needed to understand money. We've got other people to do it for you. That sucks, okay? Why this matters. Money stress is one of the biggest predictors of adult anxiety. This is a life skill. This is not nice to have. This is so good. Number 5. And where are we at with time? Oh, shoot. Identity, purpose, meaning. Who am I becoming? Okay. Students need space to explore values and personal ethics, strengths and interests, what success means beyond status, contribution versus comparison, long-term versus short-term fulfillment. Why this matters. The teenage brain is wired to ask questions. If school ignores this, students disengage. Purpose fuels motivation far more than grades. I couldn't agree with this more. And I have my students ask, I want them to always be curious, ask me why we're doing what we're doing. I will always give them a reason. Number 6, communication and storytelling. Your ideas only matter if you can express them, okay? This is huge. This includes public speaking, clearly writing, like writing clearly and persuasively, listening deeply, okay? Digital communication etiquette, storytelling as a tool for leadership. Why this matters. Communication shapes confidence, leadership, and influence. These are transferable skills across every career path. Number 7, health, movement, and stress management. Mental health is physical health. I literally think that was my first post on this platform because I was starting to do my physical health and I was feeling so much better mentally. Students should learn stress regulation tools like breathwork, movement, presence, how trauma and chronic stress affect the body, the importance of play and rest, body awareness, and self-care without guilt. Why this matters. You cannot think clearly with a dysregulated body. This is neuroscience, not soft skills. Again, this is like a non-negotiable. We have to be doing this. Number 8, creativity, curiosity, and learning how to learn. Creativity, curiosity, and learning how to learn. Adaptability is the future. Teach students how learning actually happens in the brain, how to fail productively, how to create, not just consume, cross-disciplinary thinking, curiosity as a skill. Why this matters. Jobs change, technology changes, so a curious and adaptable brain will always be relevant. These kids think they know everything and they know what they know and they don't need to hear anything from us. That's fine. Have the open mind going to this world. Number 9, civic literacy and responsibility, belonging to something larger than yourself. This is huge. Students should understand how government and systems work, their rights and responsibilities, how change actually happens, community engagement and service. So why this matters. Agency plus responsibility creates empowered citizens, not just passive ones. Guys, my gosh, this is so freaking annoying. What are we doing? Okay, number 10, sweating. Practical life skills because adulthood hits fast. Examples, time management, goal setting, problem solving, basic household skills, and navigating future and uncertainty. Okay, if chat had to put this into one core goal, it would be this. You ready? High school should help students understand themselves, relate well to others, think critically, and adapt to change. Everything else is secondary. That's what I got. That's all I got. I'm telling you, this is going to change everything. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this information other than I'm going to continue to teach the way I teach, which is on these core concepts. I'm going to see if I can pitch a class to my district. Be like, can I spend a semester or a year on these 10 topics, 5 and 5, for students, like a neurology, a neuroscience class? I mean, how hard would it be? It would be really hard to do. Would I be equipped? I would figure it out. I'm not a neuroscientist, but I am the one who cares the most about this. So put me in, coach, because I'm ready to play. I hope everyone has a great day. That first day back with students, I have a student teacher too, so this is going to be fun for me. Let's go get it. Have a great day, everyone.